Good morning. It should be Monday, September 21st. So happy Monday. This is our reading lesson for today. It's under a different umbrella. We're still talking about different types of books or different books. However, we're not really talking about fiction or nonfiction. We're going to talk about a book talk today. So what I mean by that is your why today is when you learn to use different ways to begin and end a book talk, you will think about your audience for the book talk and begin to understand the importance of capturing the attention of your audience. So we learned two different types of books. Now we're talking about how to choose one book and do a book talk to get people interested about it. And that is your rationale or your why today. Our goal I will reveal at the end that we should feel like we mastered. Today, we are going to talk about this book right here. It's Inspector Flytrap, which is right here. I'd like you to, where are we? I need that cover. Come on, lady, hold up the cover. There we go. Can you imagine that a Venus flytrap plant could be a big-time detective? If you read this book, Inspector Flytrap by Tom Engelberger, you will see how this can really happen, at least in this story. He even has an assistant named Nina and Goat who eats everything. If you enjoy hilarious stories with a bit of mystery, this book is for you. What did you think about that? Does this make you want to read it? Because I really want to read this book. Let's go to an illustration. Right here. Come on, lady. That's not what I want. She's challenging. I'm going to mute her and let her just go. There we go. The first sentence of this story is called the lead. I want us to look at this sentence. This is the first part of this book. It goes, ahem, a little help, please. And you can see that your Venus flytrap is talking here. Not only did my book talk make the reader really want to read this book, but I could even display this first page when I'm talking to my audience, and it might make them want to read it even more. So lock that in your brain. We're going to go back to our slide, which is right here. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. We viewed this, and I told you my book talk, okay? What a book talk does, it makes your audience want to read the book. You're telling them about this book. You should be passionate, excited about this book, right? So when you're doing a book talk, okay, you're going to start with a good lead and end in a way that hooks your classmates. So let's talk about just that lead. The lead is the beginning of the story. You can ask a question, say an interesting fact, tell an exciting part, or surprise the audience. Let's think about my book talk about this book. I said, can you imagine that a Venus flytrap plant could be a big-time detective? I asked a question in an interesting way, and your goal is to hook that reader. Okay? That's why there's that question mark here. So today I'd like you to, when you're thinking about doing a book talk, think about what question you could ask the audience to make them excited, because at the end of the day today, you're going to be doing a book talk, which is exciting. Then I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to read over my book talk again, but then we're going to highlight just the ending, okay? So this is my book talk on Inspector Flytrap. Can you imagine that a Venus flytrap plant could be a big-time detective? If you read the book, Inspector Flytrap by Tom Engelberger, you will see how this can really happen, at least in this story. He even has an assistant named Nina, the goat who eats everything. If you enjoy hilarious stories with a bit of mystery, this book is for you. Let's talk about that ending now. You can end a book talk by telling why others should read this book, give a few hints about the book, use a cliffhanger, so like kind of leaving the audience thinking like what's going to happen next, or read a short quote. In my book talk, I said, if you enjoy hilarious stories with a bit of mystery, this book is for you. Today, when you read, I'd like you to think about how you're going to sell this book to the audience, which is our class. You're going to, it says, when you read today, choose a book that you want to recommend to your classmates. Think about a good lead and a way to end your book to hook your classmates. Share your book and give a quick book talk on Seesaw Video. So on Seesaw today, you're going to share out a book that you're reading. What I would recommend is to grab a book that you're interested in, but a shorter one on Epic, or one that you have at home that you have already read or read front to back already. Then you're going to think about, how am I going to sell this to the audience for a great book talk, right? You want to interest your audience and think about your audience. So you know that they're third graders, you know that they could have the same interests as you. And then we're going to refer back to this. You're going to start with the lead, something like a question. And then you're going to briefly say, like, this is why you should read this book by this person, because blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to quickly end it with either a cliffhanger or why others should read that book. Okay? I will make sure I type mine out so you can read it, as well as I look forward to seeing your book talks about a book that you have or that you've read. All right? So that is your next step on Seesaw.